let's move the conversation forward. It's been one tenure already, one term of the MPP. You've entered a second term.
Yes.
How do you feel the MPP is faring in this second term? You've been bruised and battered with all kinds of allegations. The corruption perception indices have not, worked in your favor. 43 to 43, your score there, just a bit of an increase in terms of where we are placing from 75th to 73rd. Then we have COVID, then we have this e-levy whole bit in there. Doesn't look like things are the rosiest for the MPP.
I think we underestimated as a population the economic cost of recovery from the impositions that our health needs forced us into. Because when you stop production entirely over a long period, what you do is that you disrupt supply chains. You even disrupt demand. So recovery from that. Let me give you an example. You may have somebody who has some capital who travels across the border to Togo to buy handkerchiefs to come and sell in Ghana. Whilst the Togolese border is closed, she squandered her capital. Not because she is not careful, but because she has to spend money on her needs. So she squandered her capital. Now, at this stage, if you happen to open the Togolese border, she can't go out there and do business. So she's literally indigent through no fault of hers and through no fault of government either. It is something that has imposed a condition on us. It's the same with somebody who goes to China, but for electronic transactions, the person cannot fly to China for a long time. Aircraft are grounded. So capital being spent gradually, and it's all gone by the time the world is free. So now that person's ability to consume has become restricted. And people like that have dependence. People like that have dependence. Performing people who are seen in Ghana have dependence. So if 20 such people are out of business, then it means you are looking at 100, 200 people not being able to buy food regularly, not being able to take transportation, struggling to pay rent, being able to participate in the marketplace becomes a problem. Their kids' basic needs and all that. So
I'm going to interject here, not because, but yes, all on the back of COVID, right?
Yes.
And that is one point that people have made. It appears all the woes of our economy. People have said that we're already struggling in terms of our economy, even before
But
COVID.
that's where I was going to land.
But
that's where I was going to land.
Here's the bit that is not peculiar. In other administrations, they've had to battle with HIPIC. The Akufo administration had to battle with that. Yes. The John Dramani Mahama administration had to battle with, power, Dumso.
Yes.
I mean, how excruciating would that be on an economy? But they braved through all of these, whatever the metrics.
And it appears
you're riding on COVID to say that just because of COVID.
HIPIC was Ghana specific and other countries in the same situation as Ghana. It wasn't worldwide. It wasn't a pandemic.
I'm merely saying that.
Yeah, I'm answering that. I'm answering that people are comparing. No, they are not like COVID. COVID brought the entire world to a halt. Because of COVID, cost of transporting goods from nations to other places, including cost of freight, have tripled and quadrupled in some instances. Because of COVID, major people in groups have lost access to their jobs. Because of COVID, like I explained, people who would otherwise...
Wasn't that a similar effect when we had Dumso? Where people had to shut down business, where people for hours on end, days couldn't get electricity
was not worldwide,
to run. I mean, it's not that not...
Dumso was not worldwide, so we were not importing inflation, rising prices. Dumso, we still could trade with the rest of the world. So it depended on how you managed yourself. If you could afford to buy a generator or something and buy fuel, your hotel would still run, but more expensive.
When you look at the inflation across the sub-region, we're not faring the best. I think apart from Guinea-Bissau with a 9-point-something, we had 15-point-something.
Yes, but you see, we need to...
We are probably the worst performer in the sub-region.
The Ghanaian economy is very interesting. We are doing better than we would have, and the rating agencies say that. The strength of our economy pre-COVID, if you read all their reports, is what carried us through COVID so that we didn't go too far down. And it is what is rebounding us faster than several countries in the world. You understand? But the reality is what I'm trying to explain to you. How does the small person recover their capital and become economic players and participants again. In the interim, there's a lag time for that recovery. Because even if government is supporting, like we are trying to do, through CAPBAs and loans to small sales sector and all that, those things are policy positions that filter through and trickle down. So you need lead time. You understand? So that lead time has given us a difficult time. In 2021, it was extremely difficult. And the president acknowledged it all over. In 2022, we stand a better chance of reflating the economy, because worldwide, everybody is deciding that we have to live with COVID somehow.
So on the back of all of these things that you're telling me, if you had to give a scorecard to your own administration,
yes,
on a scale of 1 to 10 in this second term, what would be your score for the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo government?
In this second term, first year only, given the struggles we've had with COVID.
Up to now?
Yeah, up to now, but we just started the first quarter and we are waiting for our e-levy.
Right.
Given the numbers in Parliament restricting our e-levy and all that, we are still keeping the ship together.
Your score would be what?
We would be fair at a 6.5.
6.5?
Yes.
So that's 65%?
Yes.
You also, your Congress is coming off, is it this year?
Every year we have an annual
So I'm talking about I'm talking about where, yes.
No, we're starting the polling station, the base of the party, about 40,000.
You have mentioned, yes.
It's February 19th. And then we'll continue with coordinators, constituency executive, regional executive, and the national executive will be in July. Yes. After that, the new national executive will then set the dates for the parliamentary primaries and the presidential primaries.
Do you have a favorite among those who are going to be competing? I mean, it is clear. Let's not mince words.
I have
the vice president is going to be in there. The trades.
Oh, we know all of them.
You know all of them.
Yes, the vice president is definitely running. Mr. Chematin is running.
Right. Maybe the agri minister just might give it a shot.
Zabuache Jako is running. Yogate is running, and it's obvious that the agri minister is also running. And then I wouldn't be surprised at all if Professor Apreku also runs.
Right.
Yes, I won't be surprised.
Where are you throwing your weight? I mean, not necessarily. I mean, as a betting man, where would you throw your weight?
Throwing my weight behind who the party selects. Yes.
Whom do you think where the tide is heading now?
I have a private opinion, but where I sit now, I can't afford to make my private opinion public because I need to be there for all of us. We are heading into a period when it will be fiercely contested, but we as a party hope it to be contested honorably. However fiercely, to be contested honorably. It's inevitable that it's contested, because if you have more than 4 or 5 people seeking a position, naturally they want to stake their claims. So it will be contested. So we need to be able to hold the line and maintain some honest brokership in the process.
Okay.
So I am not in a position where I can make my preferences public.
Give me this in a minute, if you can, and then we'll call it a conversation. We've said goodbye to the criminal libel law.
Yes.
But now we have journalists and all kinds of people being, picked up and all of that. Oliver Barker-Vormawor posts something, says it has nothing to do with an actual coup. This is someone who, where is your proof that he can execute even a coup? I mean, you must look at some such measures. You pick up Buaben Asamoa, you pick up the Asepa boss and all of that. What is going on? Are we being muzzled?
In the beginning was the word. The word was with God. And the word was God.
Right.
Coup is a word associated with disruption. And it's a security-related matter. Our freedoms have imposed a responsibility to be fair to public safety and health on us, all of us. And so there are things that civil libel can deal with. If I feel maligned by an individual, I can go to the media commission, and I would prefer that most of us do that all the while. But when it comes to national security, then it's important that people stand by their
So if 10,000 Ghanaians get up today and say, coup, and we suggest this, on the basis of what are you going to arrest all of them?
If 10,000 Ghanaians stand up, it means somebody is instigating them to do so. It's not a spontaneous.
The question is, will you arrest all 10,000?
I'm not in a position to determine that.
It doesn't.
Please, don't let's assume free speech. You undermine free speech with your utterances, and free speech cannot protect you. Or when what you wish for happens, free speech is gone. If there's a coup today, I can't be in the studio with you. If there's a coup today, Mr. Vomo cannot.
No one wants that.
Nobody wants that. Why should we encourage talk about it? Because it leads to that. That's my point. If encouraging talk about it means that others will be encouraged by it, people who don't appreciate and understand what it implies. Not a lot of people appreciate and understand what a coup means. That when a coup happens, it means that all your freedoms of movement, association, speech are stripped off you, that you lose your dignity as a human being, you are instructed, that your life can be taken away from you, your life is valueless. We have had coups where people have been shot out of hand, people disappear from their homes.
Is your administration being so reactionary, especially because of what is happening in the sub-region? In simple terms, are you afraid?
I am not afraid.
No, I mean the administration. Are you afraid?
No, nobody is afraid because we believe that our political systems are resilient enough. Okay, and that is why I believe that the security people must also act and have their actions tested. Because Mr. Voma will have his day in court. Right. You should go to court and say that, oh, I wrote it harmlessly.
So why didn't you just do that in the first place?
Yeah, but that
National security picks them up,
it is a process.
And this and that.
It is a process.
And even moving away from a coup, people, you say publication of false news. Oh, the president's children jetted to the UK on a luxury jet. It is untrue. Rawlings took on the likes of Abdul Malik, Bako, and went through civil processes. Why aren't we doing that? Why are we picking people up?
Nana Addo was the one who helped repeal criminal libel. Yeah, we've had and probably continue to have one of the most freest and most vibrant media. Ghana. We are very, very vibrant. We speak our minds. We say anything we like anywhere on air. What I'm saying is that we must grow into an era of responsibility. Those who are doing out and out politics with their pronouncements sometimes must be responsible, because in an environment where there are those who feel that certain things by the administration can set them off in anger, and they are falsely told about happenings that literally did not happen, false happenings that are designed to set those feelings up in people, and then you need to answer for that. If the court process, if they go to court and the court says you were high-handed, then we all learn from it, and the administration will learn. But this is just one or two incidents in a very volatile environment where everybody says what they like. Everybody literally says what they like, and they get away with it. So please, you say coup, it has connotations, it has implications. It's not a mere saying. It's not just that. You have to answer for it. But in answering for it, it is the judicial system which sets the boundaries for all of us. Right.
And of course, we know that Oliver Barker-Vormawor is going to have his day in court yes. today. But thank you so much, Yao, for joining the conversation. Are you hopeful, just to wrap, give me a yes or no, are you hopeful the MPP will win in 2024?
I believe so. I believe that our policies really make change to the Ghanaian in terms of standard of living. Right. And it will vindicate us in 2024, especially after the e-levy comes into being. And we use it to target the investments that can build employment.
You started with more. Thank you so much, Buaben Asamoa, for joining the conversation. If I leave you, we'll go on this forever. But Buaben Asamoa, former member of Parliament for the Adenta constituency in the 7th Parliament, and of course now Director of Communications of the NPP. I look forward to the next time.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining. All right. So coming up next, we're going to be taking a look at a vaccine mandate, the Ghana Medical Association, and what they are saying about that. All of that up next as we continue with our big stories on the AM show. Stay.